Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen. Today I am making a shrimp Creole. I love this dish and it's so simple. It goes together so easily and it's a great do-ahead. You can do everything that I'm doing today except put the shrimp in. That goes in at the very end. But you can keep this for a couple of days before you do that and it just gets better as the flavors all marry. So here's what we have. And this was an onion that was about the size of a tennis ball. I have 3 stalks of celery, that's also finely chopped. Same with 1 good-sized bell pepper, 1 bay leaf, 3 cloves of garlic, which were minced. Basil, this is 1 teaspoon of basil. Same with the thyme, dry thyme. And here I have 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of white pepper, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. And you can mix this up however you want. Of course, salt is going in. That's 1 14.5-ounce can, small can of diced tomato. And this is 1 pound of shrimp. And let me just show you how I peel these. I take the tip of the knife, sharp end up, and I go right into the body cavity and just go right along the spine. Now, sometimes you want to keep the tail on, depending on what you're making, but in this case, you want to get rid of everything. And then it all comes off very easily. And sometimes, oh, here's a little bit. Sometimes you'll see this digestive tract is full. You want to get rid of that. So the shrimp is going back in the fridge. The fats that are traditional to use is chicken fat or lard or beef fat. You can use oil, but I happen to have some chicken fat, so I'm going with that. This is rendered chicken fat, and that is going in with 1/2 of the onion, medium to medium high heat. I'm going to start the onion and the bell pepper. And you want to cook these just until they soften. Now at this point, you can start adding salt and these peppers. What they do in Louisiana is they cook these flavors so that they become intense. So I'm going to put all of the seasoning in, all of the peppers. I forgot to point this out. What's in here is shrimp stock, and I made a video so that you can see how to do this. You don't have to use shrimp stock. You could get a seafood stock at the store, in a box, or vegetable stock. Even chicken stock would work here. But since you have the shrimp shells, you can make this. It doesn't take very long. I'll post a video for that. We're going to use about 1 cup to 1.5 cups in here. And the rest of this can be used for making your rice, because when you do a Creole, it has to be served over rice. That's like the law. This has been about 3 minutes, and you can see that we're starting to get some brown, and the vegetables are soft, and they're also starting to brown. So now I'm putting the rest of the vegetables in along with the bay leaf. And the reason for doing this is because it kind of layers the flavors. I'm going to cook this for another 3 minutes or so until these other vegetables start to soften, and then the shrimp stock will go in. These are starting to soften, and the vegetables are adding moisture to the bottom of the pan. So I've been scraping as we go here. I'm just going to add a pinch of salt. And by the way, the use of the bell pepper, the celery, and the onion in Louisiana, that's called the Holy Trinity. Those are the aromatics that they use instead of using the mirepoix like the French do. The classic mirepoix has carrot, celery, and onion. So they've swapped out the carrot and put in a bell pepper. And when they use garlic, as we have, they call that the Pope. So you have the Holy Trinity and the Pope. They're all in this pot. This is beginning to bubble, so it's time to move on. This is a very quick Creole. I'm going to let this just kind of stew away, lid off, just simmer, and start my rice. This has been simmering for about 15 minutes. I had the lid off for a while, but I found that the vegetables were still a little too firm, so I put the lid on. According to Chef Paul Prudhomme, you should add butter at the end and about 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Typically, I don't put sugar with tomatoes or anything like this, but I have to say it does make it a little better. It follows up the sweetness of the shrimp. I'm just going to drag this inversion blender through here just to create a little bit of a vegetable puree. You don't have to do this at all. I want most of it chunky, just to kind of smooth out some of it. I thought that would be nice. And then the shrimp go in. I have the rice in the back, which I will post a video on how to make that. The shrimp is in. This will be ready in about 2 minutes. As soon as the shrimp turn pink, we're there. So here we have the rice. This is how I like to serve it. Get a nice scoop full of rice, and again, this was cooked in the shrimp stock, so it's going to back up the flavors here. And then you get this beautiful Creole, and just pour it all around. When you run into, oh, there's that bay leaf. You got to pull that. Clean this up. Clean this up and fuss with it a little. When you put the shrimp in, you want to make sure that this is on a very low simmer. You don't want to boil the shrimp, otherwise that will toughen the shrimp up. Taste as you go and adjust the seasonings. If you like more heat than this, a great addition is Tabasco sauce. That little hit of vinegar really perks this up. So let me taste this for you. So pretty, isn't it? And this is so good. It's light. It's the aromatics in there just sort of all work together and explode in your mouth with the shrimp and the textures and the flavors. This is really a home run meal. I hope you try this. If you don't know shrimp Creole, you want to know it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back for more stuff. Let me know if you make this or let me know how you do it. Thank you so much. Bye.